Update Studios. I'm Jacob, and today I am joined with Jesse.
Hello, hello.
And we're going to be talking about another fun deck for this format, and that's going to be Merva Xros. Now, I was really excited about Mervamon. I've already put out one deck profile for it. It is absolutely amazing. My favorite card that's come out in a long time is this Mervamon. And, you know, I was just so hyped for it that I ended up figuring out how to play both sides of that card. So I think the purple one's definitely my preference, but this
The first one is like the
crossless-
loop, right?
Yeah, it's the Minerva loop with it.
Yeah.
This one's just a crossheart deck, but with just more explosive finish. And, you know, I built this as soon as we got the cards for it, and I was really happy to see how well one of these decks did in Nats. I didn't actually review his list. Have you read it?
Yeah. We did it on our last two Tamers.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So let me know how stupid I am compared to his list. And
no, you're good. You're good.
without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off, we got the Crossheart Egg. Pick months.
Nice.
Can't go wrong with that.
Nope.
Draw power, and it is Crossheart. Moving on. 4 Shoutmons, giving Rush to Shoutmons as an inheritable. This one has the save. Gotta play him.
That's the required one. You don't see that, you lose card.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's the easy for it.
But it's also not the only way you get rushed now.
Not anymore. Merva.
Yeah,
Merva
yeah.
covers that, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is why we got some other stuff going on. Down to only 2 Starmons.
Okay.
Now, this might be kind of weird. I had it at 3 for a while as well. We don't actually use that many Starmons for this. The reason being is you only need them for the one of Cross 4 and Cross 5. Nothing else uses Starmons, and it has save, so you just kind of prioritize on the save and you have it. The card draw gives is nice, but to help kind of filter and cover for that, we have 2 Shoutmon with Star Swords, because they can be treated as
both,
the
yeah.
Starmon or the Shoutmon. You have to have a Shoutmon for everything. Starmons you, again, only need for Cross 5 and Cross 4. And even if you don't see them, not the end of the world. So this kind of helps cover those extra Starmons we're cutting out, as well as giving us more Shoutmons, because we're trying to kind of explode off in one turn. So I think that helps with the consistency. Then we have 2 copies of Sparrowmon. This says if it's Shoutmon or Mervamon, give reboot. Play Mervamon now. So that's really nice for the reboot, as well as being a source for Cross 5. Minerva can use anything with Cross as an inherit or as a DigiXros material, so it's easy to use there as well. Then just finishing off our rookies, we got 3 Ignitemons.
Here we go.
Love this card.
Yeah.
Super good. The inheritable actually comes into play here, unlike in other Cross decks. And then when attacking, delete for removal, which, you know, everything's got saved, so you're not really losing much materials there. There's a lot more rookies than I play in a lot of my decks, but being an aggro deck that it is, you kind of need them.
Such a good card. I know when we were doing like our case opening and stuff, I'm like, how many Ignitemons do you need? And you're like,
All of them.
because it goes in so many decks.
Everyone would be like, how many alt Mervas do you have? And I'd be like, yeah, I got 5, so I need like 18 more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Jeff trying to collect the EOS, you know?
Yep.
All right. Getting into our champions, got to play 4 Drulu, 4 Ballista.
Okay.
Not a lot to talk about there. They're
No.
going to be requirements for everything you Digicross. They're level 4s with decent on plays and good inheritable.
And they play for free.
Yep, and you
With the
play 'em for free
Tamers,
with the Tamers, right. Moving on, we're playing 4 copies of Cross 3.
Okay.
This card is awesome. Start of your turn effects optional, not mandatory, but you can delete it to gain a memory. Then you save your materials from the on deletion. I don't use that often, but it's nice having that option to do so. There have been times where that 1 memory can actually become a lot more than the 1 attack you'd get if you just kept them.
Yeah.
So things to keep in mind there. And it's on play. I mean, it's reveal 3, grab 2 Crosshearts, and there's almost everything in the deck is searchable with that. Moving on, 1 Cross 4. Have to play it. There's a reason it's a 1 of. This is, this would be the other way around if we could, right? Like
it
on
just
play,
loop and loop.
straight draw, and you unsuspend your Tamers, so you can just apply so much pressure. Then we have 2 copies of Cross 5. This one, I know once, you know, Cross 4 got restricted, a lot of people were playing just Cross 5 straight up. This one is good for the Scary Attack, the blocker, you get reboot off the Sparrows, and this one can actually be free, as were these other 2.
That's right, yeah.
Minimum of 1 cost, which is really nice. The reason I like it in this list is because it's level 5, which means you
need
can
to have,
Digivolve on top of it too, which is nice. But also being able to play it for free, get the rush, get the blocker, whatever you need. Takes a lot of pieces, but is usually worth it. Then just finishing off our Digimon, we got the lady herself, Minerva as a, Merva as a 3 of. This card is nuts. I talked about it last week on our Minerva Loop video, but it's going to give anything with Crossheart, which is all of these other Digimon and herself, Rush and Blocker, which is huge because even if you're missing your Shaomon, you're getting Rush and Blocker. I mean, it just, you can apply so much pressure so quickly in the turn that you get to play this. So, nice routes. You can hard play with DigiXros for 8, or using the Ignitemon, you gain 1 back when you play by effects.
That's right.
And then on play, you get to play 1 body or 2 if you Digicrossed, which again, it can use anything for Digicross material, and it can use them from trash as well, which is huge. So it then brings out 2 bodies. You get their on plays. So you'll bring out, you know, a 4 and a 3 or 2 3s, whatever you got to do. Then you get their on plays to keep searching for more cards, to keep comboing, and you just keep going, and it explodes so hard. A lot of fun, though. Talking about Tamers. Can't go wrong with 3 Taikis. On play, you know, get cards, and this lets you use things under your Tamers. Since there's so much save material, you gotta play them. Then we have 4 copies of Akari. The draw power is huge.
Yeah.
Some of these other ones have nice on-play searches. There are some things we can't search that we want. You just need the card draw. And I mean, you play any card in the deck, you get to draw, and that is a little less relevant than cards, in my opinion, for this deck is going to be the memory. So we're actually only playing 2 copies of Zendro. Correct me if I'm wrong. The list from Nats didn't play any of these, right?
I don't think. I'd have to double check. There's a few different lists. There's from like Oceania, Latin America, or not Latin America because they didn't get to play.
Yeah,
their cross lists look way different.
Yeah.
But Europe, Oceania, and then they just posted ours too. So there's a few different lists.
Yeah. Cards not as needed because 1 memories, you know, it makes your 3s and 4s cheaper, and it's nice, and you get the ballistas. It's nice enough to have 1 or 2, but you don't need any more than that, in my opinion. But what is a new card that is really nice for this list? That's going to be the new Triple Tamer. And I mean, start a turn, tuck something, gain a memory, draw a card. Jeff talked about this in his video as well.
Yeah.
But this can just go a long way for extending your turns so much further because just of all of the advantage you get out of it. Then the next thing in this, which after Nats, these I think tripled in value.
Oh yeah.
So it's a good thing I picked mine up the week this set came out. We got 4 copies of Blinding Ray and 4 copies of Gravity Crush.
I love this. I'm such a like risk reward player. I love that, and you're just like it's just all in.
Yep.
On 1 turn to win.
I remember you guys thought I was crazy when I was looking for these, but no security effect. That's the part that sucks about them. However, try security to gain 2 or gain 2, and then at the end of turn lose 2, so you're borrowing that 2 memory. The reason we love these so much is because you can just drop, you know, 3 of these because you're playing so many and you're drawing so many cards.
Yeah.
You drop 3 of them, you're at 7 because you're assuming you're already at least 1. Then you can just hard play the Mervamon, bring out 2 dudes, draw and search from their on plays, rush with them, and then just kind of keep going from there.
Yeah, just perpetual. Like, the longer you can keep it your turn, the more chances you have to just win the game. Yeah,
you're going to search into more things so you can cross into another thing, or you're going to just draw into more of these so you can play them for more memory.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you're going to end up trashing 2 or 3 of your own security, but you're going for the win that turn.
Yeah, and the reason that people like... The reason that this deck won a lot of events is because it does get around Black War grade, because you have the Mervamon on field, but all the stuff that has Rush is a lower DP.
Yep.
So you're not swinging with your highest DP, you're swinging with your lowest DP with Rush, and so it can't redirect that attack.
Yeah,
so.
You just kind of sit on the Mervamon just so everything else is Rush, and, you know, especially against Black War, you can't.
Yeah, you swing around it.
Right, but if you swing with it and it dies, then you lose all that Rush except for the ones with your 4 copies of Shaomon. So, I mean, the deck pops off pretty quickly, and with decent consistency, and then it just like out of nowhere, especially if your opponents don't know.
Yeah.
You're just like, they give you 1 or 2 memory, and you're just like, okay, Gravity Crush, Blinding Ray, I'm at 8. Here's a Mervamon, bring out 2 more bodies, swings, surges, draws, and then it just out of nowhere can get them.
Yeah, because you get all the on plays of the Tamers and all that stuff too, which is nice.
Right. So the deck's a lot of fun. It just explodes out of nowhere. This is actually my first time playing Crossheart on its own. I played, someone else's deck a time or two, and it was a lot of fun. But this iteration is, I think, a little bit more fun too.
Yeah, super cool deck, guys.
Yep.
So, all right, man.
Well, let us know what you think. Definitely, has a little bit of wiggle room in terms of if you need, swap things around. But really fun deck. Give it a shot, and let us know what you think in the comments.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.